At 4 minutes after 7, right now we are working to learn more about two separate shootings that happened less than a mile apart in southwest Atlanta. Police say one person died following gunfire on Joseph E. Boone Boulevard. Investigators say they found a man with a gunshot wound just outside a convenience store Tuesday night. That man, we're told, died at the hospital. Police have not announced any arrests. And the other shooting happening just less than a mile away on MLK Jr. Drive. Police say that victim took themselves to the hospital. A child was reportedly hit by debris during that shooting. We're told that child is expected to be okay. Right now, we're working to learn more about what led to that shooting. And both of those shootings happening in Zone 1. That's where Atlanta police just held a town hall to discuss what they're doing to keep the community safe.
Chief Darren Shearbaum attended last night's meeting. It was held inside the At Promise Boys and Girls Club in Northwest Atlanta. Zone 1 encompasses much of the west side north of Interstate 20. Chief Shearbaum says that he wants to hear directly from the community on what police can do better.
We want to hear how we can serve them better. The officers that are assigned to their neighborhoods as a police department from our 911 system, what can we do better? We want to give them information, so we will provide them information they can take home, take back to their faith community, their family, so they know the police department is here as a partner to make sure we have the safest city possible.
We're checking with police to learn where and when that next town hall will take place.